I think what I love about my job right now is that we can make an immediate impact in teachers' learning experiences every day.
I know we say a lot like we're educators working for educators, but you definitely get the sense when you're working here that it's for a good mission and that you're really impacting children's lives.
I love working here. I'm with my people and I'm with people who all believe in this thing.
It's a very dynamic place. There is a good mix of young people. I used to be one of those.
We have a great mission. We're doing great things, surrounded by a lot of fun, smart people.
When I was 10, we had an exchange student from Finland live with our family for a year. And we'd never really had much exposure to people from other countries then. And she became a friend, she became part of the family, and she really awakened an interest in me and my siblings and parents in the world and in learning about the world.
And we had grown up with all these opportunities and we wondered why this wasn't sort of a standard part of any education. It just seemed like such a great way to learn, to experience the world. And so it became sort of our family's obsession to think about not only what we had been able to do and the opportunities we had been fortunate to receive, but how could we deliver those more broadly to a population at that time in particular, the US, that typically didn't travel abroad and didn't have those kinds of opportunities. The original idea was to extend the kinds of opportunities that Elon University was delivering at a higher ed level, to think about how we could deliver those kinds of experiences K through 12 and to bring international opportunities to students that typically were not able to access them.
I co-founded the company in 1987, the day after I graduated from University of North Carolina. We had a small office in a train car in Carrboro. We had one end of the train car, it was 8 feet by 8 feet. And I remember sitting there with my mother, and I remember us looking at each other and thinking, okay, now what do we do? The task seemed enormous. We wanted to bring educators from other countries to share their lives and to transform the lives of students in the United States.
From there on, Alan and I sort of built the business together. Over time, the teachers proved to be very, very strong. I believe that if the teachers hadn't been able to come here and be professionally successful, then they wouldn't have been successful in promoting cultural exchange either.
VIF back then was the organization that presented the best option for us, and so we took advantage of that. But we also knew and wanted to take the things that we learned from this experience and take it back. And so everything I learned impacted my job when I was back in Costa Rica between tours with Participate.
I decided to teach with Participate because I wanted the feel of a different culture, the feel of teaching in a different country, the feel of everything that is different. And to be honest, I enjoy it so far because the technology here is superb compared to the technology back home.
The whole experience here in the States is amazing. For me, it's an open-minded and eye-opening experience teaching here. And for my own children, they have the English immersion education here. So I can see all of my family are really benefit from this great experience.
In the meantime, we began to bring teachers for the few language immersion programs that were beginning in North Carolina. And we noticed that those students were really actually learning the language and using it, becoming proficient. And that was the beginning of the idea for our dual language program. The idea that what if we could help schools set up, staff, and run effective dual language programs.
Well, things have definitely changed because we have a new name now, which is kind of different, but it's been really cool to see the change from supporting international teachers to then having the online platform and how we're still supporting teachers all around because of that.
I think that's something that's really impressed me is how quickly employees have embraced that change and really transferred their pride into the Participate brand.
I came right about at the exact same time that VIF was really becoming Participate, and so I was kind of really timed it, I guess, well for that transition. All of these questions about, what's the future of Participate, what can we start to do differently, were being asked right at the same time that I was coming in, and so I got to kind of hit the ground running on some of these questions about how can we create more and cooler and different and new kinds of learning experiences for teachers, and those are the exact same questions that I like to think about and design for, and so it was really great timing.
In 2008, 2009, that was really where we first began to institutionalize change and comfort with change and innovation as a core part of what we do as a business. And since that point, change has become even more rapid as we've moved from the teacher organization into an ed tech organization as well.
Luckily enough, we have very creative, innovative, and visionary leadership. And we were able actually to emerge from the other end as a very strong company with not just one product, but 3.
We believe that technology enables us to provide more solutions faster, and to more people. We can reach more classrooms, we can reach more teachers, and by that we can reach more kids.
Over the last few years, we've invested a lot of time and effort in understanding not only how students learn and best practices in bringing global education to them, but also how we can get teachers to learn more about what it means to be a global educator. And part of that is leveraging technology. So how can we train more teachers? We talk about equity in education for students. What about equity in opportunities for professional development for our teachers that we work with?
Participate's an incredibly responsive organization. Even recently, as we've become more agile and we've been doing things in a more iterative way, I think that allows us to kind of understand the daily reality of teachers, because no teacher's day is the same as it was the day before. And so things change really quickly and your needs change and new ideas come up and you want to be able to act on those. And I think that this company appreciates that and really celebrates that and tries to build that in to not only to the learning of teachers, but also to our own learning as well.
The teacher program, which I was part of as the core of the company, the impact of that is huge. We have changed literally thousands of lives with that program. What I think is most exciting now with the technology piece of the business, built upon that same core, that same mission, is the ability to impact the lives of millions.
I think where we're headed is that global education needs to be integrated into education and not be this other thing. That whatever subject you are learning, you can bring global themes into that subject. You can bring global perspective into that subject, and you can make anything global in nature. And I think by taking more of an integrated education approach, that will take global education from this sort of small piece of pie to be a part of what it means to be well educated in general.
I hope we'll continue to do what we do, which is connect people, give people the experience and the thrill and excitement of learning about discovering other cultures, other people. And I hope we'll do it in a high quality way with lots of compassion and passion, and to expand it to an ever increasing number of students, teachers, and whole communities.
I hope that we lay down a challenge for other ed tech companies. I think we straddle mission and, being a company in a really graceful, elegant way. And I hope that we can show other companies that it's possible to do that.
Every morning I wake up and I just imagine my fellow colleagues that I'm going to interact, who are so hardworking, love the company, love what they do. That just makes me come to work, to just see my fellow colleagues, collaborate with them, and having one goal of achieving the best for our students and teachers.